Let's take a look at prompt lifecycle inside your Salesforce with GPTfy. It all begins with first understanding what's the purpose. Why do I need a prompt? What is a good business use case and what's the expected outcome? A simple way to think about this is to look at unstructured information. If you have long text fields, if you have emails, if you have case comments, if you have meeting notes on tasks and events, a lot of that kind of information lends itself really well to generative AI. You may have other cases such as drafting emails, you are looking at case summarization or account 360 or updating fields based on a response from AI. Whatever the use case is, you want to identify that and what's the expected outcome you're looking for. Once you've done that, you go ahead and create a prompt. A prompt is just plain English way of telling AI what we want it to do. It's as simple as that. You also specify what's the format you're expecting from AI. You may want a table, you may want a bullet point summary, you may want it in paragraphs, and you also specify the grounding. What tone do you want it in? What language do you want it in? You may have other additional things from a compliance, ethics, privacy, security perspective that you may want to mention in the prompt for AI to know. The next part of this is to associate the data context. What information do we want to send to AI? Think of it as the objects and the fields on them. So let's say if I was doing an account 360, I want to send certain amount of information from the account record itself, the name, the description, the amount, the revenue, the industry, whatever those fields are. And then I may also want to send fields from related objects. So I want to send information about related opportunities, related cases, and various fields on those records. I may also want to send the third level information. So for cases, I may want to send case comments, and GPTfy lets you do that. All of that you specify here. In addition, if there are fields that contain sensitive data, you can enforce security here. You can tell GPTfy to mask information and not send it to AI. GPTfy can do that based on specific terms. It can also do that based on pattern matching, so like regular expressions. And it can also do it using a block list. If you have specific terms that you never ever want GPTfy to send to AI, you have the capability to specify all of that in this aspect. Once you have done this, you want to test and optimize it. You run this prompt, you see the results. There is a good chance that you may have to tweak it and you may have to add or remove fields that you don't care about or you're missing. You may have to make changes to your prompt to get the response that's just right. There is definitely a bit of trial and error here. So you want to do this as often as you need to get the result that your users expect. Once you're done with this, you can publish your prompt. You can publish prompt for specific user profiles. You can also associate it to specific record types. So on account, maybe you have B2B and B2C customers, and your prompt is only intended to run for B2C customers. So you have the opportunity to do that. GPTfy also has a business catalog where your prompt would show up grouped under a specific business functionality. So it may be to boost sales. It may be to improve service experience. Your prompt may need to be grouped under renewals. And finally, you can track the return on this investment and usage. GPTfy monitors the time saved on every call out. And by using this, you can actually show to your organization or to your customers how they are able to save time and costs in pure dollar terms by using AI through GPTfy. It also shows you usage behavior. So your most prolific users or your power users, GPTfy would show you who they are. It would also show you what are the most popular prompts, what are the objects against which prompts are. So the whole point is that in this life cycle, you have the opportunity to not only harness the power of AI, but also really at every step of the way, apply it thoughtfully so that your organization can get the value that we all keep hearing about, generative AI. The good news is this doesn't have to end here. You actually keep tracking, keep tweaking, keep modifying, and you continue to find new requirements. You identify gaps in what exists, and you can go back and create new prompts and optimize them and drive more innovation in your organization. The good news is everything you're looking at here is completely declarative and really easy to do. I will let my colleague show you in just a few minutes how simple it is to create a new prompt.
I want to show you how to create a new prompt and then how to find it in the prompt catalog so you can assign it to whatever profile and record types that you may have. So first, let's go into prompts, create new, and we're going to call this demo account summary. Our target object is the account, create mapping, the type is going to be JSON, and we want this to appear in Boost Sales. Click Save. Now we want to add a couple of fields to the mapping. So we'll add the account description, and we're going to mask specific patterns. So this could be your regex, your block lists, whatever. We're going to have the account name and the account type, active, and annual revenue. So save that. And then we're going to go to our prompt components, and we're going to click New. We're going to call it Summary. It's on the account. The action is a summary. Let's say we want it under 150 words in English and friendly. That's all we need here. We're going to click Save. And now we have to activate. Anytime you make a change, you have to activate. Now that's active. Let's go to an account, and we're going to go to Prompt Lifecycle that I've already created. We're going to come up here and select the prompt that we just created, Demo Account Summary, and then we're going to run. So we run this, and we get this little summary. They are active and not part of the US Polo team and do not use iPhone 13. Now, these are in our description field, and this is important because when we click on this record right here, this is our security audit, and you can see this is the data that we want to change to this and to this prior to sending it to AI. It'll come back, and where it sees this, it'll put US Polo and it'll put iPhone 13. So that's what we've got with this one. But let's say that's not really a good summary. So let's say we want to go ahead and add a context mapping. So click on account, down arrow, and let's add a related object. Let's add case. So we're going to add case. We're going to keep that as is and click save. And in case, we also want to add our case comment. So we're going to add that to case comment and save. Now, again, we have to do some field mapping. So in case field mappings, we want the account ID, the case ID, and the case reason, and we want the description again. So again, go ahead and specific patterns with that, and we can save. And then on case comment, we just need one mapping here, and that's the body. And again, specific patterns. We don't want to send anything to AI that AI doesn't need to have. So we save that, and again, we have to activate. So activate that, go back to our account, prompt lifecycle. We're going to run this again, and then it's going to come back with our anonymized data and the other stuff that we asked for. It has one associated case with ID, which describes the malfunctioning product and the need for help. Now you compare this to this. This is just about the account information, but then this one pulled in some case information. You can add more. You can add opportunity. You can add tasks, things like that. So that's our prompt creation and looking at and deciding what we need to refine. So there's that part. But let's go back to the cockpit. We're going to select prompt catalog, and then we're going to boost sales. Remember, we put the purpose as boost sales. So we're going to scroll down till we see demo account summary. That's the one we just created. We're going to check that, click next. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. It's on there. Good. Next. I want to assign this to my AE profile. So I do that, and then I'm finished. If I had record types, I could associate record types. If I wanted to add more profiles, I can absolutely do that. We finish, Now, when your account executive logs in with his profile or her profile, they'll be able to find that in the prompt catalog under their boost sales. And again, you can create more and put them wherever you want. So there's that piece of it, but let's look also here. So if we go back to the cockpit, we see our ROI dashboard. This is going to give you some statistics on how much time you're saving, how much money you're saving. So we can see by prompt and we can see by user, but we can also go back to our cockpit or at the top here, AI Insights dashboard. And this is also going to give you some more data in a different way. So we've got usage by object, and this is how many seconds we've saved, and then usage by profile. So once your AE is using this, we're going to see what they're saving, and then you can do usage by user. So that's it for the prompts. Thank you.